We just got great news. Fatma's water's broke.
I knew it, guys. I said I was really paranoid, thinking that I was just being paranoid, but no, like my waters have broke, so we're gonna go home and monitor, and inshallah we should have a baby within the next 24 hours, inshallah.
I had a game of golf pending, but which I don't think is going to happen. But
Shane's upset because he's going to miss his plans for the day tomorrow. Tomorrow's Juma.
Yeah, we're going home now. We're going to try and sleep for a tiny bit.
Get some sleep, yeah.
And then we'll let you know what happens.
Yeah.
The tiredness is real.
Yeah, we're very tired. It's 5:15 in the morning. We just got home and we're going to go and try and sleep before the big day, I guess.
So I'm back in the car. I went into the hospital there. Fatma just got a bed. So they came in and the midwife spoke to Fatma and they told her that it'll be like in the middle of the night or early morning before she goes into active labour. So she's in labour already, mashallah, but it'll be very late, another few hours before she goes into active labour. So I was trying to sleep there with her on the bed, but the bed's very small and it's very warm in there, so I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna try sleep for an hour. We'll have a load of alarms set and then I'm gonna come back. We're so excited, so I can't wait to see the baby. What's up, guys? Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, Sam. Oh no, oopsie.
Assalamu alaikum. We are back, and it's Shane and Fatima.
Been a month.
It's been a minute. It's been a while, yeah. But we're back with our videos, and we're going to be uploading every week. And the videos, inshallah, they're going to be better and bigger than ever. So just need to get back used to speaking on the camera again, because it's been a while, and I will be flying. So we'll see you again every week. So this video today, we just
you can see by the title, it's just our labour story.
So more or less Fatima's labour journey.
We took a few clips while I was going into labour, but then like it got obviously a bit too hectic, so we don't really have too many. We're going to put them in the beginning of the video anyways.
Looking back now, I wish I recorded more, so I wish I recorded.
I really wish we had recorded everything as well, because some of the clips I just watched them.
They're good. I wish
they're so good. Like,
I
it's
wish
so
that I
nice
recorded coming out of the hospital more, and I wish I recorded like just more of what was going on. But yeah, there was a lot going on, and we weren't really able to do that, unfortunately. But so here we go. Fatma's gonna tell you exactly what it was like.
So it was like 3:30 in the morning on a Friday. My water broke in the middle of the night, so we went to we didn't know for sure if it was my water or what it was, so we went to the hospital and they said, yeah, your water broke, but they sent us home, which was really weird. Remember, they literally she checked and like was like, nothing's happening. She was like, are you having contractions? I was like, no, I don't feel anything. So she was like, okay, you guys can go home. And she said that like the next day, which like, well, that same day, but just during the day, she was like, just see if anything starts happening, then you can come in, and if not, that night at 11,
wait until 11 o'clock that night,
and then come in and you'll be induced.
So we waited until the 11 o'clock.
We spent the whole day like bouncing, like I was literally bouncing on the ball. I was doing like trying to walk around, doing everything, because I couldn't sleep. Obviously, I was very excited, nervous, everything. But yeah, so nothing happened. So then we went in at 11 o'clock that night, and you know what's really weird? They like 11 o'clock that night we went in and they put me on the monitor for like half an hour just to check the baby, and then they like, do you remember, nothing, like they didn't do anything. They just made me sleep there overnight, and they let Shane stay, but Shane went home, but like they didn't induce me at all. They just kind of left me there overnight. Do you remember that night? It was literally a small bed, neither like we could both barely fit. So yeah, Shane went home, and then it's such a blur, like I don't even really remember.
It all happened so fast.
And then yeah, but it felt so. It literally took like 40,
you came home then, no?
It took 2 days, I think, huh?
You came home then, no?
No.
Oh no, after you went back in, yeah.
Then I called, oh my god, do you know what happened? I was on a ward, and there was a woman like screaming, like, do you know, like a ward, but just the curtains, like,
Yeah,
wasn't
there's
like different
a
rooms.
bed,
There was a
curtains each
woman-
side, and then another bed.
And she started screaming. This was in the middle of the night. She obviously was getting really bad contractions, and I freaked. That's when I started texting you, and I was like, come in, what if this happens to me? I was so scared. So I made him come back in at like 5. He turned home for like an hour, and then I made him come in because I got really scared. Yeah, she was screaming, and yeah, it just really scared me because I was just listening to her. So I called him back in, and then like they literally again did nothing all morning. We just kind of said nothing's happening for me anyways. And then at like 12. At 12 they sent me to the like delivery
Yeah, we moved rooms, we went to the other
we went
place.
to the delivery room, and they put me on the drip I was literally on that drip for 12 hours. 11 hours.
No, 12.
No, 11, because I was on from 12 till 11, and then that whole time like we were just chilling in that room. We had a really lovely midwife, to be fair, like she was so nice. So we were just talking to her.
I got so tired, I actually put, remember, the mat on the floor, and I just put me
That was at the end, but at the beginning, do you
on the
remember we
floor
were
and
fresh,
slept
like we
on
were actually
solid ground.
grand, because I wasn't feeling any pain, and then the second I started to get contractions, I was like, nope, and they did the epidural, and then they told me at the end of my like after she had done it, because it took her a few things, like twice, she told me that I got an epidural puncture, but because like it worked, like I couldn't feel anything, I didn't really care, I was like, okay, no problem. Do you remember, like I was actually grand, I couldn't feel anything, and then yeah, we just slept. Do you remember, we literally just, we ate. I was eating crisps. I wasn't allowed to eat crisps. She told me not to, but I just ate them anyways. Huh?
I didn't sleep, or I didn't eat literally for 2 days, 2 whole days. Alhamdulillah.
But that was your fault.
water,
I kept telling you to
but
go
I didn't
eat,
I didn't eat
wouldn't.
anything for the whole 2 days. But yeah, obviously I ate afterwards, and it was worth it. Like it was fine. But
yeah, do you remember, we literally just had
Yeah, I
crisps
couldn't
and
eat nothing.
Lucozade just sitting there, and then we both slept because, well, Shane was literally on the floor.
I was on the
like,
floor on the solid
on the
ground.
floor.
I couldn't sleep, but
Yeah,
it
so
was I was exhausted, so I needed to lie down.
yeah, they just put Matt down because it was getting really late. It came to like 11 o'clock at night, and they were like, okay, we're gonna check you again, and hopefully something's happening. Like, but nothing really was happening. So
It was
they
like a few
checked.
days disappeared, wasn't it? Like a few days.
I don't
it
even
was
know how
gone.
long we were in hospital, because
10 days of our life just got taken out, like them 3, like,
Literally, I don't even know
like
how
a
long
week
we were
or
in
something. It could have been.
yeah.
Who knows?
And then so then come 11 o'clock that night, so after being on the drip for literally 11 hours, they came in and she checked me, and she was like, nope, you're only 5 centimeters. So they were
She was like, "Not
basically
today."
kind of like, we knew as soon as she said that, we knew like it was going to be a emergency C-section. So she was like, I need to go consult with the doctor, and then the doctor came in, and I started sobbing. I was so scared, but I don't even know why, because before like that, like they told me I was having C-section, I was always so okay with the idea of having one.
Yeah, but I guess
Like,
when it's
never
actually
thought-
happening,
yeah, I suppose.
and it feels like it's a reality, and it's
Because I
happening
had
right now.
like come to terms with the fact that I was gonna have to like have the baby naturally.
Push it out, yeah, push them out.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, it
they
was a
said
shock.
a C-section, and literally, I swear, like 20 minutes later, the baby was out.
Yeah, so they
Still
brought
was just
Fatima
down.
into the room. They brought me out. They told me to put on my like the scrubs, you know.
Yeah, there's a clip of that in.
Yeah, I feel very professional. Yeah, you'll see the clips. They must have been at the start. I had the hat on and all, and I went into the room and I was all scrubbed up, and it was nearly done already. They literally, I walked up to Fatima's face, and they were doing
Obviously,
a
I
few little
couldn't see
bits.
anything.
Yeah, I couldn't really see much.
Just held him, like I looked up over the curtain, and they just kind of.
But they
held
gave
him
them to
there
me.
for a
They gave them to
second,
me. They
then
showed
they
him.
took him,
Yeah.
and then Shane went with them.
Me
so
and the
he
doctor
seen
went
him,
and we cleaned
and
him
I
up.
was just sitting there, like, well, laying there, and
I remember I came in. I was just trying to like make you feel better. I was like, don't worry,
you were
like
there,
it's
like, it
okay,
was all
like it's
done.
fine. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, but there was a minute like or two left in
yeah,
it.
but the thing is,
I was sitting there with
because
you.
I didn't feel a thing, I didn't know that it was
Yeah,
done.
you
I
were like,
thought
what's
they
going
hadn't
on? You're like, they're
started.
pulling at me. They're pulling at me, and
Yeah,
I
but
was
that
like,
was only
yeah.
after you'd come in. I didn't realise
Yeah.
they'd already done everything until you came in to get me. But yeah, and then that was it. And then we stayed in hospital for like 3. Oh, then because of COVID, Shane was only allowed to come 8 to 8. So it was me and the baby in the hospital for like 3 days. And the first,
Not 3 days. I took him home after 2.
oh yeah, everything was fine. Like after my labour and
2 days we went home. We went
alhamdulillah
home
was
then, alhamdulillah.
fine. Like fine. And then the day that we were discharged, like I wanted to be discharged so badly. That day I was in the hospital still, and I remember I had breakfast and I threw up, right? Where like I hadn't thrown up yet at all. Like nothing, I didn't think anything of it, I hadn't thrown up. And then the doctor and the doctor walked in while I was throwing up, do you remember?
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, I don't know if you were there actually, and he was like, oh, I'll come back in a while. Like he was seeing if he could discharge you, and I was throwing up, and he was like, oh, I'll come back in a bit.
Never mind.
So then like 2 hours later he came back, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go home. And then like I drank orange juice, and do you remember I threw up again as we were leaving, like just before we left, but I was like, don't
Don't
tell
say
them.
anything,
Do you
yeah.
get me? Because I just wanted to go home so bad. And then we went to my mom's house that night, like that day. And I remember when we got in the car, I had literally a debilitating headache, right? But I've never had a migraine or anything, so I just thought it was a migraine, like from everything that I'd been through. And I swear to God, I've actually never felt anything like it. It was so bad. And
No, I remember you were bawling.
I couldn't keep my head up. I was like, that's weird. So when we got to my mom's, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed. And like they all were downstairs, everyone was looking at the baby, whatever. I went to bed. And I thought, if I sleep for a couple of hours, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I needed the room pitch black. It was so weird.
And you had to lay flat on your back for it not to.
Yeah, but I didn't know that at the time. I was like, this is just so weird. And then I came downstairs to eat something, and I couldn't really eat. Everything I was eating was showing up, and I couldn't lift my head. And I was like, this is weird. And then do you remember we drove home that night? We came home then, me, Shane, and the baby. That night, I could not pick up the baby. I couldn't lift my head. I couldn't turn on the light. Shane had the baby the whole night. Like something was. Like really something was wrong.
So I tried to drive Fatima back to the hospital, but she actually couldn't get in the car because if she tried to sit up forward, her head would work too much.
Agony like.
So we actually had to ring an ambulance with no choice.
Yes, we had to ring an ambulance. An ambulance came
to bring her on the stretcher so she could lay down.
Shane had to bring the baby in for a jaundice test anyway, and so I went into the hospital and I was like, look, there's something wrong. Like I can't lift my head. I'm in so much pain. And I remember it was so busy. I was laying in A&E for like 5-6 hours before I went upstairs to the ward, and then they took me back to where I was, like the ward that I just left the night before. And basically they said that because
I brought him in for his test the next morning.
Shane was in the hospital anyways with him,
and then came back up to Fatima. So we got a few hours out of the hospital and we were back in.
Yeah, literally we just had one night and then I was back in.
What did they say to you again then?
Yeah, they said basically that it was because of the puncture that I had gotten, which we had completely forgotten about because nothing happened from it. We didn't think anything of it.
Fill it up.
Yeah, they basically said that I had gotten a dural headache and they had to do a blood patch. So they had to do like another procedure where they did basically another epidural, but they put the blood from my hand at the same time into my back to make.
So they actually had to get a syringe, take blood from her arm. How much you don't even know.
It was like 20 mil. I seen it. I think they said it was 20 mil, and she was like, "Does that?" Oh my God! I remember she said because I feel everything obviously, and she was like, "Does that feel like it's warm?" And because when it's warm, that means then that it's enough, something like that. I can't really remember. And I was like, "No," and she was like, "Okay, a little bit more," and then she was like, "This is enough now."
Yeah.
But I couldn't feel it.
You know what you're talking about? What do you mean warm?
I don't know. Like,
and then they put it into our back, so they put it like the blood. They had to put it in like the hole in my back, the hole in my spine, I guess, from what the epidural had created. And then I had to lay flat for 4 hours so that it could become a blood clot, and then that would like fill it. Because basically what happened was when I would lay down, I'd be fine because the fluid was still in my back. But then when I'd sit up, the fluid would go to my head, or vice versa, something like that. Anyways, and that's what would cause the headache. But it was like really, really bad. And then so we remember Shane. Yeah, you came after the baby's appointment. Shane, I'm putting there because baby's sleeping there. After the baby's appointment, Shane came up and he brought the baby up, and we just kind of chilled for 4 hours, and then alhamdulillah it worked. The procedure worked, and I got to go home, and we have been home since. It's been a month. I can't even believe. Well, today is Thursday that we're filming. Saturday will be a month. 4 weeks. Maybe it'll be 4 weeks, inshallah. And that was everything. But like even the things that happened are like to me are really rare and don't actually happen. So if anyone's about to have a baby, don't get scared and think it's gonna happen to you. And any questions, don't be afraid
at all.
Don't be afraid to ask us. And if anybody's been through the same stuff, make sure to leave your experiences in the comments, and we'll watch them. We actually do read them sometimes and get back to them.
I always read every single comment. But so we are so blessed and so happy to have our beautiful little baby boy, inshallah.
So any questions about anything pregnancy, Fatma's Instagram will be in the description, my Instagram will be in the description,
or just comment on this even.
Or just drop comments, and we'll be back. So we'll see you every week. We're gonna be back with more vlogs.
It's a lot harder now that we have, like, the days just fly by. We don't even realise it. Like,
I can't believe a month has gone already.
I know.
It's like since the day the baby was born till now, it's all warped into one day, isn't it? It's crazy. But alhamdulillah, we're so lucky.
And we're very blessed to have had like such a good experience for the like headache thing. But other than that, alhamdulillah, we got so lucky that everything went smoothly and we have a healthy baby boy. Alhamdulillah. So we will see you next week, inshallah.
So thanks so much for listening, and then we'll see you next week for our next vlog, and see you then, inshallah. So Allah Hafiz and Assalamu Alaikum.